Like and subscribe, man. This is gonna be lit, especially since I'm streaming this on YouTube and they've been playing on my top. Like, I don't know what the algorithm is on, but y'all been playing on my top and y'all think I don't know about it. Like, posting videos, they get one view. I'm getting 20,000 views on TikTok and post the same video to YouTube and literally get one view. And I know y'all shadow banning me because of some stuff that I've said before, but that's okay. But y'all can't just keep doing it. Like, y'all have to let me get at least my 1,000 subscribers. Like, at least let me get to monetized level. Y'all tripping. And y'all think I don't understand. And it's me to an extent, especially since I don't post there really any now. And I know what to do and I don't do it. So I'm to blame, but not when people know how the algorithms work. So let's get straight to business. Have y'all heard try that in a small town? It's offensive to black people. That's what they said. This is what I think. I think that Dave Chappelle was on to something. But the black delegation really needs to be a thing. And not to trade people and then trade off people and black card revoke and all that mess. But the reason why there needs to be a black delegation is because there needs to be a person or a set people to say if black people are offended or not. Or to say if black people care or not, collectively. Like, they just get to speak for the whole race to say if we care. So then people won't get caught up in these like Carly Russell situations and, having to ride with people who just don't belong to be rolled for. And it never makes the culture look bad because the black delegation to come together like, yo, you know what? We don't even care about that. And I believe if there was a black delegation, that they would say that this song is not offensive. But we're going to listen to it just in case you haven't heard it. Let's pull it on up. Just in case you haven't heard it, let's listen to this song. I'm going to break it down, though, because this is what I do. So we're going to break the
act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spitting.
No. And I thought this was the video. This ain't the video. This just the lyrics. Whatever. The video's better. I'm listening because they like, oh, it's offensive to black people. So I'm just clicking on like, what is he talking about? What you mean it's offensive to black people? Let me hear. I'm a black person. Don't bet not offend me. What you got to say? So I'm listening. And then I get to hearing the song. I'm like, okay.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk. Carjacking old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out.
Why would somebody condone that? Like, you robbing an old lady at a liquor store and all of this stuff. Like, why would you want to do all of that? Like, why would you condone any of that stuff? You wouldn't. So let's continue.
Cop spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough? Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
No, we're not about to play stupid here because I don't want the racists to think that I'm on their side. But we have to call it down the middle. See, so I understand why black people would be frustrated or upset at this song. It's not the lyrics or anything in the song. It's the implication behind being against protest. So if you're against protest, you're implying that you may be against what was being protested. You understand what I'm saying? So if you just make a song talking about what will happen to people if they protest, you're kind of ignoring the protest itself. However, here's where the problem lies for black people within the chorus. Because I feel as though, and I can prove it, that we don't take care of our own. And we don't see the value in certain things. So the unity there is what people have a problem with. Because if you were unified as certain people, you wouldn't even see that as a problem. Like, okay, right, I feel them. But we don't even have a right, I feel them, when listening to this, because there's no unity within our community.
That my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys, raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town.
Hey, where's Marvin Gaye family at to sue somebody because he just stole Michael Jackson's riff? That down. I know y'all heard it. So since people want to talk, since black people's offended, start hitting people pockets when you're offended. So if you're offended about this song, find a way to sue him for stealing Michael Jackson's riff. I know y'all just heard it. Go listen to it. So since y'all offended, take some money from the dude. Other than that, I don't want to hear it. I can't be offended with you.
Try that in a small town.
Yeah, that's that Thriller riff. So, or is that Beat It? What song is that? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town.
So, yep, that song's not offensive. I don't think so. I don't even really think that black people think it's offensive. I just broke down why a black person or any person would say that that song is offensive, because it's not. So you would be saying that there's an implication there. That's all. That's the only thing that would offend you, the implication of. So, once again, black people have cried foul where there wasn't one. Let's get to this. So yesterday, a couple days ago, Simmons posted a post. And I have a problem with social media. I have a problem with women and men. Women feeling as though the response to have is men do it too. It's your favorite thing to say. But y'all need to understand how different we are when it comes to certain situations. So he posted this. He said, have you ever had a situation where you try to kick it with somebody outside of what you normally date? Meaning if you like bad bitches and she's a 6, but she cool, so you give her a shot. and she starts acting like a bad bitch and she's the catch. This shit is getting out of hand. And there was a bunch of women in the comments saying men do it too. Listen to me. First of all, there's no echo chamber for men to say all of us are 10s. We don't have the lies being told to us over and over. Okay? Number two, you ladies don't understand men. Y'all just don't. And y'all refuse to understand your competition. Okay? But I'm going to make you see it today. So, who remembers the movie Waiting to Exhale? Michael. Know who that is? That was the fat guy, the Minuteman. Do y'all realize he was the best guy in the movie? And do you know that in that movie, this Waiting to Exhale might be the greatest movie of all time. I'm going to break it down why, as time goes on, why that may be the greatest movie ever created. In that movie, she told him that he was arrogant. He got a nerve to be arrogant. And he had to tell her everything about him. That, yo, I can do this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. And he was right. He was just a Minuteman. But a lot of women's pursuit for some great D is why you ended up with just a deadbeat. So it's funny that women would say men are arrogant because way back then when that movie came out, women were looking at the best possible option for them and saying he doesn't have a reason to be arrogant. First of all, this is what y'all don't understand. Okay? A picture's worth 1,000 words. So let me explain something to you. Why is this relevant? Because if you was on a date with a guy, you have to already understand what position you may have been in with him anyway. So this is why a guy on a date with you, I don't give a damn what he looks like. He could be the Elephant Man. He could be the ugliest dude you've ever met in your entire life. If he's on a date with you, you need to understand this right here. That he's spending more money out on this date than he could have spent to get to home run with a guy that you won't even go to first base with because what? He normally don't fit your dude you date. Well, let me explain something to y'all. Why men and women are so different in this conversation. Because y'all, I watch y'all, I listen to y'all, I know y'all personally, a lot of y'all. What y'all do is you'll walk over a bed of nails and swim the Atlantic Ocean before you'd have another kid with your baby daddy. 90% of y'all. Y'all share the memes all the time. Would you rather have a kid with your baby daddy or do 50 pounds of cocaine? Oh, where is it? How high will I get? I'll just be Whitney Houston. But then, so we as men cannot respect y'all saying someone normally outside of your zone. Because the people that are normally in your zone, you fucking hate them niggas. You can't stand them. Am I lying? No. No. So y'all need to understand that y'all's the audacity that y'all think men have, it comes from other women. Don't y'all realize when y'all are talking about these cheaters, think about the idea of cheating. Cheating. Okay, that means other pussy, right? This is easy. Y'all be acting like the game isn't easy for men that it is. It is. It's easy for y'all too. But it's set up for us. Tricking was invented by men with money to make it easier for them. It wasn't invented by a broke guy. It wasn't invented by a woman. It was invented by a man. Don't y'all understand that? So, like, when you're on a date, there's a certain, like, you should be like a little bit more appreciative and humble. Like, even on this post, because y'all don't care about men's money. Even on this post, a girl said she was talking about how much he tipped. Cut him off because of how much he tipped. That means she don't give a damn about how much the bill was, because she called him broke for how much he tipped. Now think about that. But she didn't enjoy herself on the date. Well, think about how much of a waste of time it was for him and what he could have spent that money on that date and got the home run when he didn't even get to first base with her and got called broke for leaving not enough tip. He could have hit a whole home run for less, didn't have to talk to the chick, none of that. Why don't y'all understand y'all's competition? So these dudes that y'all talk about that ain't on y'all level and have audacity, he gets it from the fact that it's easy to get it from women who might look like you or better, and they're not wasting time on no damn date. So if you're even on a date, you can't get to say this. This is a man said this. You can't say the same thing a man says and say men do it too. You don't get to just do that because our rules are different. We don't get to enjoy the same double standards as y'all. Do you know how much I talk? I'm really good at this. I don't have the views and followers of some chick who's never spoken a word on her channel, but she got an ass. You know how much more monetizable an ass is than a brain online right now? We don't get to enjoy y'all's double standards. So y'all can't say when a man posts some shit, you say men do it too. Because you know what? If y'all think men in the dating market have the audacity to sit up and not be the shit, because listen. Bills. Y'all just want your bills paid and somebody to provide and protect. That doesn't have a look. This is the reason why Biggie, it's the difference between his first baby mama and then Faith. They look a little different. Why? Why you think that is? I know. You know too. So the thing about it is, if y'all really want to say that men are acting like women when it comes to having audacity in the dating market, show me. Show me.
I didn't even think I was going to say something like that, but yes, we are here. Hey, good evening.
Hi, what's your name?
Show me.
Like that, but yes, we are here. Hey, good evening.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Alexia.
Alexia, where are you calling me from?
Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia. What do you do for a living?
I'm an ophthalmic tech, so I work in eye care.
Eye care tech. How old are you, Alexia?
I am 28.
Is your name Alexia?
Alexia.
28. Okay.
For somebody that work at iTech, she could have some better glasses, but never mind.
Alexia, Savannah.
That might be her home pair. She might got a flyer pair.
Georgia. You have any kids?
No,
Nope,
that's just
no
me.
kids, just one dog.
What's your zodiac sign?
Virgo.
So we got Alexia, Savannah,
Giving
Georgia,
the Virgo's
no kids,
a horrible name.
28, iTech, Virgo. What kind of man you looking for, boo?
Well, let's start. I want a God-fearing man for sure. I think I have.
Y'all know I'm about to go off. I said it. I said every time I hear that, I'm going off, and I'm not gonna lie to myself or you. What does that mean? I just seen a lady yesterday. You cannot make any of this stuff up. I wouldn't even lie on nobody like this. This lady said that she was in Mexico with her husband, and they got into it, and she met a beautiful man, and it was a sign from God for her to move on. And she cheated, and it was a sign from God. She literally referred to his Johnson being better than her husband's as God said he was going to double it. God. And she's talking about cheating, adultery. So when you say God-fearing, I believe that just means whatever in your head you want it to mean at the time. I don't respect that term. That is like top 5 things that you cannot say to me or I'm going to lose it on you every single time. That's one of them. I promise. So continue.
I've already established that in my dating radar. God-fearing man, respectful, courteous, has manners, good relationship with his parents, ambitious, just a genuine good person. Match my.
Okay. All right. What are your deal breakers?
I cannot stand bad hygiene. I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. So bad hygiene is a no. Not being able to keep your word is a no. Lying, no. Cheating, no. Just come correct.
Okay, come correct. All right. Does he have to look a certain way?
I am not very picky when it comes to looks. But I will say, I know that I'm a beautiful woman. So, like, just be honest with yourselves, fellas. Okay.
Now, there's people who would disagree with her. It's people, see, online coddles people's feelings, right? So some people who would say, "Oh, she's beautiful," but it's other people would be like, "You're what?" But here's the thing for women. Y'all have to understand that this is your competition. This woman is going to go on to rate herself very high upon the scale of looks. And I mean very high, ladies. So this is your competition. You need to show me the men that you're talking about that do these things. I need to see them in action. Because you're about to see her.
What does that mean?
The reason why Kendra asked her that is because she's trying to be nice. See, this is why she's the worst person in the world for women. Women hated Kevin Samuels, but don't see a problem with what she's doing. She just threw shade at this girl. Ain't nobody stupid. This girl just said, "I'm beautiful." So, man, y'all know what Kendra just did. Y'all know what Kendra just did. Y'all know what Kendra just did. Like, for real. Don't play no stupid games. You know what she just did.
Please don't be busted.
Look at the look on her face. Look at the look on her face. Why is she so confused by what she just said? You know why she's confused. You know what she's trying to say without saying it. Body language is a motherfucker. You can't hide your expressions when you try to. When you want to say something but don't say it, you can't always hide it. Body language is a mug. She's really playing on herself.
Don't be busted.
So busted men try to approach you?
Yes, I live in Savannah.
She's setting her up. Kendra G is setting her up by asking her that. She said, busted men try to approach you. You are supposed to not even answer that question. She's about to set you up. I didn't see all of this, but I know that question's a setup. Watch. It just feels like a setup. And I can look on her face and tell she's displeased as I am by this conversation.
And you normally date the men that you consider to be attractive?
Yes, I consider them to be attractive, yes.
What happened to those relationships?
Well, those were,
where the niggas at?
Most of those relationships were mostly like relationships that extended from college and stuff like that. So now I'm trying to like get out of like dating people that I went to school with and try to date people that I meet organically, like just out and about and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, you're 28. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So she said, do not be busted, fellas. Okay. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
I say that, you know, at least 55K, I feel like is a decent amount of money. I'm not asking you to be a baller shot caller or nothing like that, but you know, hold your own. And I feel like for a median salary in America, Black person, 55, 60K, that's reasonable.
I don't even believe in the scale, but because you were so hard on busted, people are asking. So is a busted what a number like? If you had to give busted a number, what number is that?
A busted would be like a 4.
A 4. And then what is your number?
Now, this is a setup. These are questions that you don't answer because she already said that the people in the comment, I didn't see the comments. I didn't ever read the comments. But she said the people in the comments were asking her what her rating is. You know what that means. That means the people in the comments were blazing her. The people in the comments are mean. These are the same people I believe is Kevin Samuel's audience. I just got to be honest with you. Because she's just like that, but she's just not as helpful. Because she'll sit there and let this lady lie to herself and let the comment section roast her. Kevin would have told her she not no goddamn 9. But, you know, it's a difference. But, you know.
That I would prefer?
No, your personal number.
My personal number, I believe I'm a 9.
You're a 9?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, right? See, and this is what I'm saying. And this is the reason why we're here. Women don't understand their competition. And y'all, with this false sense of confidence, have aided each other to be in each other's way. So now it's women, like you got to understand. So now it's women, I won't even say like her, but like her, that think that they qualify for a guy that might be your guy because you qualify, but now she's in the way. Or you may be in the way, or y'all are in each other's way because you've been allowed to all be 9s and 10s. Men do not get this false reality with each other. Guys have to compensate for whatever may be their deficiency or this or that and third. Like I said, the original post we posted is Simmons. Simmons fat. Hell, I'm a bigger guy, but I'm talking about Simmons. He posted. Simmons fat. Simmons be icy. Simmons be tricking. Simmons be dressed nice. Simmons be having the cologne on. Bigger dudes compensate for being bigger dudes. They know they have to. They're funny. They're bigger dudes. They might be munches better, whatever, but they compensate. But over there in the sisterhood, y'all want to act like everybody's a mother of a 10. And y'all are in each other's way. So when y'all talk about the male audacity, that comes from being able to get a woman. The female audacity is way deeper rooted because y'all aid in it. Y'all are the reason why this woman thinks she's a goddamn 10 or 9. Might as well be a 10 if you a 9. What's the difference? Ain't no difference. If you're a 9, you a 10. Listen, if you a 9, that means when you get dolled up and sexy up, that you can be a 10 if you're a 9. You got them glasses on. You say you work in eye tech. I know you got some better glasses. You don't got no lashes out there. You think you look better with your lashes. You throw a little dress on. If you a 9 now, you can't be a 10.
So a 4 tries to talk to you, but you only want 9s to talk to you.
That would be preferable. You know, yes.
Okay, that would be preferred. Okay.
Like, what would be a 9? Like, ladies, as a 9, like, what do you think a 9 guy is? And then, like, y'all be acting like y'all aren't judgmental. Y'all judge men based off the people you see them with. So if you see a dude that you think look good and he's with a chick that you don't, you're going to be like, why is he with her? Like, y'all are not nice people. Stop acting like y'all aren't like y'all are when it comes to other women. It's ridiculous. And the people who know, like, y'all be online talking to these dudes who just be online too much and don't actually know women. No. Those of us who know women and know y'all, man, stop playing. Y'all don't like each other. Stop it. You better stop playing with me. I'm not going to let you lie. You lie to one of these other niggas. Lie to one of these panders.
Okay, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay. Oh, snap. I got to turn on some lights. No.
And then she kind of, oh my God. I would have at least thought she had, like, was.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I see you. Girl, you know.
I would have at least thought she was a little, like, strapped. Like, strap. You talking about you a 9. And you not all of that. Like, if she would have had, like, an amazing body, she could, like, pull off the reasoning why she would say that. But, like, yo, are you?
They talking about your rating. They want you to name who else is a 9.
Who else is a 9?
Yes.
They don't believe that I'm a 9. That's on you. You don't have to see that, baby.
See? Yes, we do. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying. That right there is what I'm talking about. I just said it, ladies. The sisterhood, that is aided by the sisterhood. Men don't get to talk like that. Men don't talk like that. You can't. She said, they don't think I'm a 9. That's okay. You don't have to see it. Why ain't you asking for a man? Does a man have to see it? Does anybody have to see it other than you? Or do we all just get to say what we are? Because I'm feeling mighty billionaire-ish right around now. So, I think I'm just about to just jump up in the Forbes list real fast on y'all.
So you don't got to see her 9.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Let's keep going. When was your last relationship?
And that right there is the difference between the all-time greats at this and the people who just set you up for failure. Because she's not a 9. The world knows that she's not a 9, and they're not going to treat her like a 9. And the world hasn't treated her like a 9. She's not a 9. But this is the delusion that we live in within the community. It's kind of crazy, honestly.
I was in a long-term relationship we ended things about a year and a half ago.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask, when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
It's been a minute. I think I just went celibate and didn't tell myself. So it's been a minute.
Are you waiting for a relationship?
Somebody worth it, sure.
See, I believe, listen. I need a woman on this show. I need a woman on this show because there's some stuff that I want to say, but I don't want to say it. I want to ask it and then respond to it from a woman. Like, I want a woman to talk about what I'm saying right now. Like, because I don't believe that she gets the opportunities. Like, she's not getting approached like that. And especially like a 9. She's not. She's not. You're not telling me that it's all about the men ain't this and that and the third. When you're 9, for a whole year and a half, you ain't ran into nobody worth sliding with, getting all that. She might even be like that, but I'm just saying. I don't believe that she's got the opportunities. And it's because she's a regular girl that says she's a 9. But society has told her differently. I don't think that her inbox is flooded. I just don't. And if it is, I think it's with the type of people that she's talking about. The 2s and 3s and 4s. Because they see her as them. A chunky girl, not all that pretty face. But she says she's a 9.
Someone worth it, sure. Okay. What are 3 flaws you think you have to work on?
I'm a little impatient, so I recognize that I want things when I want them. And if I can't have it when I want it, then I don't want it anymore. So I recognize that's a flaw of mine. I also kind of am in like a hyper independence mood right now. So it's kind of like, yeah, I want you, but I don't need you. So I don't like date.
Well, thanks to it'd be the people that don't think the Willie Lynch letter is real for me. It'd be the people that don't think that letter is real for me because it's real. What about the wording of hyper independence? A frozen state of independence. How'd she get into it? Probably because they said it was going to work for hundreds of years working. So, of course, she's in an independent state. She's supposed to be. Society put her there, which we'll get to. I'm glad she said that because it's a perfect segue into my next video. We're going to cook today. This is about to take a different type of turn.
Or like financial reasons, like I date because I like you. Like I actually have to like you to date you. So that's kind of like, I guess, one of my flaws, because I don't really feel like I need someone. I just want someone. Someone to share my life with.
You don't need someone, you just want someone.
To share my life with, yes.
Okay. You want children one day?
Yeah.
And that
What a contradiction. I don't need someone, but I want to have kids, though. See how people just say stuff to make themselves feel good? Because if you just say that you need someone, it's like you make yourself feel like you're weak. Like, do you in your mind feel like you're weaker if you say you need someone? But if you have kids or are gonna have a child, you're gonna need someone to have a kid with, Fulio. But
means you would need someone, right?
maybe it's just me that doesn't understand words and isn't good with words, or maybe it's her. I don't know.
Yes, to share my life with. I would like to share my life with someone. Yes.
Because you say you don't need someone, you want someone, but you do need someone if you want to have a baby, no?
I get your point.
Kendra.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I need someone, but in this very moment right now, do I feel like I need
And that's what happens when you're a professional. Because Kendrick picked up on it too. Like, yo, what are you talking about? And she's a professional, so right.
a baby? No. So I don't feel like I need someone. No.
So a man, you only need a man because you want to have a baby?
No, I would like to have a family. I'd like to be a wife. I'd like to be married and have.
You want to have a family. Oh, shit. You want to have a family and you want to be a wife, but you don't need a man. Girl, what do you need?
You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask, when's the last time you was intimate with?
2 years ago, because she don't get no
like
date.
you to date you. So that's kind of like, I guess, one of my flaws, because I need someone, but in this very moment right now, do I feel like I need a baby? No. So I don't feel like I need someone. No.
So a man,
It's
you only need a man because you want to have a baby?
No, I would like to have a family. I'd like to be a wife. I'd like to be married and have the wife.
She want to have a family and be a wife, but can't even bring herself to the reality to say, I need a man. Just because of social media and the influence of how she's been taught to feel. You don't need a man. But you do if you want to have a family. You know what I mean? It's just weird. Well, whatever.
Pick a fence and live happily ever after. Absolutely. That's the goal. Has that been my case? No.
Why not?
Are you ready for that now?
I think I'm moving into that process. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Did I ask you what 3 flaws you have to work on?
Yes.
Okay.
She needs actually 3 more.
What's the age range you would do? You're 28.
I think the youngest I go is probably 26. The oldest I would go 40.
40. You'll go 40. Oh, hold on one second. 40. 26 to 40. Does he have to be in severe?
Once again, 26 to 40, that means she's trying to date the age range of damn near every chick that I know. So this is our competition. A 9, by her estimation, she's a 9, kind of chunky, and she's not really bringing anything to the table for you, though. But whatever.
Anna?
No.
Okay. No. All right.
And she's in Georgia. Like a Georgia 9 don't look like that, but
So why would a guy be lucky to be with you, honey?
Well, I feel like I'm emotionally ready. I am emotionally competent. I am
just emotionally, huh? He'd be happy to be here. He'll be happy to be with you emotionally, huh?
a great person. I can speak up for myself. I'm a very loving person. I can cook, I can clean, all that good jazz. I feel like if anything, you would have to see my value more than anything. So I can't really tell you why I would be that person, because you would have to see me and understand my value for you in your life as a man. So I can't really say why you would think I would be the best person for you at that point, because everybody sees something differently. I could think, oh, you like me because I have a great smile, but you'd be like, no, I like you because you actually speak your mind. So it just depends on the person.
Okay.
And usually your idea of speaking your mind is some silly stuff that we probably don't want to hear, but you know. And you said you're a Virgo, so there's an element of you that's, you can be pushy with your opinions. So don't act like you're not. You're not fooling anyone. Not me, at least. I mean, you might be fooling these people, but I'm not going for any of it. It's just not happening here.
Depends on the person. This is Alexia, 28, Savannah, Georgia. I tech, no kids. You do want kids though, right?
Yes, eventually.
And can the guy have kids?
I would prefer not, but I have dated men with kids in the past. It's not a deal breaker, but it's not preferred.
It's not preferred. And does he have to be in Savannah, Georgia?
No.
No, he doesn't. So you're willing to travel?
Yes.
Okay, all right. She's willing to travel.
I got my
All right,
passport.
She got it. Oh, you go out the country.
I would date a foreign guy. Yes, I would.
Oh, now you know you're about to really increase, because I have a lot of men out the country who looking for American women. So would you date a guy in a different country right now?
I think I would, yeah. If he was
Baby,
stimulating
get
enough.
ready for the flood. Nigeria, Ghana. Y'all been hitting me up. Y'all be asking me. I see y'all in the comments. Kendra, I need a lady. I need a wife. I need a lady. I need a wife. She right here.
Well, I'm actually planning a trip to Africa for my 30th birthday, so I will be out there very soon.
Okay. Well, girl, let me tell you something. You about to get it. Check that inbox now. All right, what is give it to them. Say it out loud.
This is your competition. So I need y'all to remember this. When y'all talk about the men who have the audacity when they're on dates, first of all, as far as men go, okay, they get the audacity from here. I told y'all, and nobody wanted to listen. Everybody wanted to just be their own boss and be their own person. But I said, social media has turned being single into prostitution. I keep telling people this. And now what? The women who don't know how to effectively, and I mean this figuratively and literally, sell themselves, are the ones that complain about men and money and men not doing this. And so now it's just bills. Bills. But the women who selling that thing don't be online talking about men not paying bills, because they're actually paying them. This is why you got people who hate Fresh and Fit and these guys, these men on podcasts, and then you got the women who go on there and get 1,200 new subscribers. What woman won't let Myron ask the same questions he asks every woman, every time, all day, every day? He's giving the same argument every time. But you're going to go and get 1,200 new subs to your LOF. Who wouldn't take that deal? The women who don't have an OF. Who stuck complaining about men going on dates and having audacity. Because he going to be on the date with you acting like you don't even want to go to first base, thinking what he could have did with the money to hit a home run. And y'all let this happen because y'all let Cardi and Megan and Glow them speak and be the voice. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say in one breath that men are doing this too and having audacity and they're under what you usually date when you hate the men that you usually date, number one. Now you saying that, because this is what y'all saying. This is what y'all saying. And when y'all try to hijack this post and say men do the exact same thing, this is what y'all saying. Because y'all hate the men that y'all date. Y'all hate those niggas. So you're saying you step under that to try something different and you still have a problem? This is why Waiting to Exhale is the greatest movie of all times. They showed someone going through that. And the dude who she said had the audacity had to hoe her. Like, yo, what? I can take care of you. I can do the. He ain't really had to hoe her. He was really pleading his case, giving the resume. But in real life, in hindsight, he was hoeing her. Like, yo, because she ended up a baby mama with the Russell, because what she was doing. What she did. She chased the pole. And what she ended up doing, dated a... Listen, that's what it is. I'm trying to tell you. Waiting to Exhale is the greatest movie ever. She dated a Pookie and a Ray Ray. It's a difference. Russell was the Ray Ray. The smooth guy that get the women. The Pookie is the gang guy. Troy. Michael, as I stated before, is a passport bro now. He's the man that had everything going for himself and watched the women make horrible decisions, and now it made him want to take his money and move. Y'all tried to dookie on all the upwardly mobile men. Like you could just be broke and just move out the country. No. That ain't even how it rocks. That's not even how that thing go. But why? Why did it happen? Trying to tell you, online smoking people. So the next time y'all want to say men have the audacity too, when you step down from what you normally date, remember, first of all, what you normally date. And Michael from Waiting to Exhale, remember him. That movie was a guide for people of what not to do. And it was a guide of what to do. They depicted everything. Broken homes, side pieces, everything. They got it all in there. So, this is what you have to understand. All of this stuff that we talk about and have to hear people talk about is the result of this being the third generation of fatherless homes. And what you are looking at
us as a people, I interview
is the lady who could have saved us all. The parents from the 80s and the 90s may be the worst of all. I'm going to say that one time again. The parents from the 80s and the 90s might be the worst of all times. And you're looking at the results of it, and you're about to see the reason why, and you're about to see the effects of it, and you're about to see how it could have been prevented, and you're about to see why it wasn't, and you're about to see the birth of the beef online between men and women. You're about to see it all. This is from 1990. You know what? Let me get. I don't have to cook this one. I'm getting it all. Let me get this file right here to make sure, because I got a little bit of time today, yo. And I'm not about to let nobody play with me that's not qualified to even speak to me. So let me see if this is the clip that I was thinking about. Let me see if this is it. We going back to this, but I just got to make sure I got something else. I just remembered I had to handle some other business. For real. I'm not about to let nobody play with me. Not a soul. Everybody gets it when I'm in my bag. Yep. Yep. This is it. So let's go back. We'll go back to him. Remember that face. Because I got smoke for your mans.
It's one of behavior interpretation.
Respectfully, too. But I'm not about to allow people to play with my name or my likeness, especially when they're full of crap. So this is 1990, and I want you to see why the black family was destroyed. Just watch. You're going to see it for yourself. No, let me go back.
Your data from? On what basis?
Well, I studied us as a people. I interviewed black men and black women across the country. See, Phil, the problem we have here is one of behavior interpretation and definition. 99% of the black men say my book is true. We can't dismiss that, no matter what we think about it.
Well, 99% you're talking about. I don't see.
The poll that I've taken out of my book.
Well, I don't see where the fact of where she got the information has anything to do with the validity in the statement.
This is the simp dudes from the 90s. This is 1990. You heard what he just said. This woman just said 99% of the men say my book is true. So no matter how you feel about it, you have to take that into account. You have to listen to what the men are saying. All of you, and look at fast forward 23 years later. This is 1990. She said that 99% of the men say my book is true. So no matter how you feel about it, you have to take that into account. 23 years later, look what happens. And we got these dudes, this dude, dudes like him, 33 years later, dudes like him, dudes like this, saying, well, there's no validity in the statements. Where did you get the information from? Black men. That's where it came from.
And what I hear constantly is, where do you get your data? Is the information incorrect? If it's incorrect, then I think then you need to examine where it came from. But if it's not,
sounds
then
like
why?
You agree with the book.
Well, I do agree with a lot of the statements made in the book. But what I'm addressing now is what she said.
Yeah. You're upset at the challenge to her authority.
Well, I mean, I don't see where the question has any importance to what's going on.
Okay, hang on one second. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my bad. I attacked him. Ha! He might not be one of the simps. Way better speak faster.
Women's liberation movement hurt you. You mentioned that earlier.
Well, it did because prior to that.
Let's go back. Let's not talk through this because this is a moment that we all have to know.
You're upset at the challenge to her authority.
Well, I mean, I don't see where the question has any importance to what's going on.
Okay, hang on one second. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just wondering, how did the white women's liberation movement hurt you? You mentioned that earlier.
Well, it did because prior to that time, we were standing with our men and our children trying to make a way for our families and get what we thought we deserved here in the form of equality and opportunity. But once we got on your side, then it made it appear as if we were just with women against men. That was because of the argument that you all had with the white man, which is not our business. I'm trying to deal with this.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Christian, did you hear that? Because this was 1990 when people didn't understand. Now they fully understand that the feminist movement caused division between the black community because it wasn't our problem. But see, now 33 years later, which I don't know how old you are, but you might not even be that old. We got people saying, and since you said you don't want your words taken out of context, let's just listen to you. Let's just listen to you. After that, right there, what do you have to say?
Blacks have oppression. Women have oppression. Black women have oppression. Unique to black women. Not simply black oppression or woman oppression. New black woman oppression. Black man have.
Now, your video should have stopped right then. You just explained misogyny. Black men have oppression. Black women have oppression. But black women have unique oppression. Misogyny for dummies. Thanks. But you went on to perpetuate this nonsense that the queen was just talking about. Go ahead, though. Let's go ahead. Go. Because we don't want to take your words out of context.
Black women have unique oppression. Both under white oppression. White oppression like Swiss Army knife. Many tools. Many black men try to put away racism, but keep patriarchy. Many black women point out, whole tool fucked, point out.
Now, since you want to play word games with a master, men, black men use the tool, but black women point out that the whole tool's messed up. So that's not an implication. Since people putting words in your mouth, you want to be smart. That's not an implication that black men don't think that the whole tool's messed up. And let me ask you a question about black men trying to keep patriarchy. What would hypergamy actually be? That's part of it, right? So do women want to keep patriarchy too? Or is it just men? These are rhetorical questions that you don't even need to answer because it doesn't matter. Because what happened was you fell victim to what she was just talking about. Where people like you, who might not even be 33 years old, 33 years ago, people didn't even understand how it even affected it. Now we know how it affected it. It affected it so much that we have black men online saying that misogyny is what black men do to women. And you even ended this video by making a threat on black men. That is the whitest thing you could ever do. Drop a boulder on yourself for trying to pander with the culture. If you wanted to diss black men, find another way to do it. And then, once again, you had the nerve to say that you were dumbing it down. That's the best thing you said in the whole video. Because it was so dumbed down that it was ridiculously dumb. And I'm not putting words in your mouth. That's what you said. So back to reality. People crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Y'all live in a fantasy land.
Said, in the
I
60s,
swear.
a lot of black women were pulled away from the black liberation struggle by white women who said, we as women have suffered a common oppression, which is gender specific. Little attention was paid to the fact that white women have benefited and been active participants in the oppression.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And fast forward to now, y'all still want to keep up this action like black men is y'all beef when they're not. And then number two, y'all want to act as if you didn't learn a lesson from the pushback you got from the follow train. That should have ended your beef with men, but it didn't.
Don't you think that everybody has their own choice as a person, which way they want to go, as far as
we had one before y'all brought us here as slaves. We used to have choices.
I don't think
it
it
has
has anything to do with the way the white woman is. Maybe that we had it better off, and you thought, wait, if you come to our
certainly
side,
you had it better off.
It was,
you have it
but
better
it was our
off
choice.
now. You have benefited
and now
the
the
most.
black women, they like the way we live, and they want to live the same way.
And
it has nothing to do with.
Black women like the way we lived, and now they want to live the same way. How? What does that even mean? Did they do that? Is that what we're living in now? What does that even mean that she just said? Huh?
Tell us that would lead to separation and loneliness, and that's what it did.
But it was your choice. It was your choice as a woman. It's your choice as a woman, which way you want to go. You want to come to our side? It wasn't our choice to come here. You come to our side.
What the hell is our side?
Essentially, when I read the book, it said that the black man was the one that was supposed to develop the black woman. Now, I'd like to know, no matter how much the black woman is developed or submissive to the black man, how does that make him feel any more a man or put him in any better position than he is now?
We have to rebuild our men. We have to try to help give him confidence. As a mother and the first teacher, we are in a position to do that. God made a man and a woman so that they could complement each other in each nationality. So we have to help rebuild our men. That's something that we do out of love.
Over here, Miss Ali.
You know, your book is very destructive. I've read Hakeem's book. I've read your book. Hakeem's book is about black men and women being complementary to each other, loving each other, supporting each other.
This is y'all's mama. And the dude she's talking about is like a Derek Jackson type of motherfucker. She wanted all this love and holding each other's hands and all this nonsense. And Sharahat Ali was telling you the real facts about the community. And people like this gave it pushback. And the results are the results.
With the weaknesses and the strengths and the positiveness. And his book is instructional. It's not a read-through, it's a study. It's not a destruction, it's a manual for African-American men and women and children. All I have heard from you is negativity. This is what I call the black man's guide to misunderstanding the black woman.
Well,
that's because you don't want to listen. That's what it is. You don't listen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I want to just go back to the question of your research, because I think that whoever said that research was not important, I think that is totally erroneous. And it would be let me finish. And it would be unprincipled of you not to state clearly and precisely where you did get your data. And the other question I have for you is, are you saying then that submission and cooperation are one and the same? Because I would like
33 years ago, you had women with no man confused about arguing with someone about submission. 33 years ago. These is y'all's mamas.
I'd like to know that.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm saying that. And yes, and now in regard to what you said before about my research, as I said, I've gone over that over and over. We have a situation where I am trying to teach our people that we have lost the principles and values that we came here with. The use of bibliography and footnotes is very recent history, only about 300 years. So that's not our standard. That's not our practice. That's one that the white people have set up because of their distrust. I don't have any responsibility to follow any of the rules you all follow. I am
right. Why don't you talk to her? People still doing that. Y'all be online quoting all these weird statistics because y'all don't have life experiences to know real life. 33 years ago.
Give us a new set of rules of how we can be successful. Our educated class has failed us.
Still is. 33 years ago. You would think that this was 2023.
We are in New York City talking about one of the most controversial books since Salman Rushdie wrote one. The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Shahrazad Ali, its author, and we'll be back to let this audience in just a moment.
Crazy how back then that looked like fire, and that's like basic edits you could do on I could do all of them right here on StreamYard.
I'm from the Shrine of Ptah, and in the study of our ancient Nile Valley culture, which is the first culture established by African people, we find a system of complementary balance.
This one of them dudes. This one of them Israelite dudes.
Between the male and female.
Where baby D at?
Because most of the African people in the diaspora grow up under the Shemitic system of patriarchal systems, we have lost our way. We need to get back into the African system of the equal balance. Are you there, caller? I'm glad you waited. Hi, go ahead. Go ahead, caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead. I don't have a lot of time.
Oh, okay. All right. What I quickly want to say is the fact that I believe that this book has become a more divisive tool between the black man and the black woman than more of making a black man understand what a black woman is all about. Number two, she still has not told us where she's gotten the data from. I'd like to ask Sister Ali, where did you get your data from? What age group of men did you speak to? What cities did you go to? We still haven't had that question answered
All
yet.
right. Miss Ali commenting.
I interviewed 379 black men who were either married to or dating white women. I interviewed over 100 black women who were either married or dating black women, and over 1,000, nearly 1,200 black men and black women around the country. But what I found is that we don't have a control group. There was no point in me listing everybody's name in the back of the book. What was y'all going to do, call them all up? The point is that by putting their names, by not including that, then what I'm trying to say is that we have a collective problem that affects all of the people. There was no point in doing that.
Hockey mud.
Idiots. That's what they were in 1990, and this was the generation of parents. These people were idiots, sitting up here trying to just ignore the reality of what was in her book to say, well, where'd you get the information? Women didn't like it because she was telling women about women. She was telling men about women. And the men didn't like it because women were saying that they didn't like it. But you had the men like, yo, what are y'all arguing for?
Publisher, Third World Press, one of the oldest black publishing houses in the country. You are an educator, sir, director of the Institute of Positive Education. You've written 16 books yourself. The latest of which is titled, certainly to the point, Black Men, Obsolete, Single, Dangerous? A question mark followed. You've also published the rebuttal to the Black Men's Guide called Confusion by Any Other Name. Here's your answer to Miss Ali's book.
Well, everybody's trying to benefit.
Right.
You'll make your case, sir, and I know you'll do so as briefly as possible.
You know, it's
Please give the gentleman your attention.
It's rough when ignorant people talk about how ignorant other people are. I think that Miss Ali has misstated the case. Her book is not political. It's ahistorical. About every page in the book blames black women. She does not go to the book to read from the book because the book is inaccurate. Everything from telling the woman's brain is smaller than the black man's brain, that essentially the male violence is okay within the context of the home, that I think we have to begin to realize that if Fannie Lou Hamer had this book, if Sojourner Truth had this book, if Harriet Tubman, or any of our great women who have essentially led us to freedom had this book, they would throw it away. That the content of the book is not developmental. The content of the book is divisive. Everything from the language that she uses. I mean, she used savage in the book 27 times. It's just one example, calling black women savages. I think it's very
That's funny. And you want to know why?
clear.
Continue.
We live in a world that is ruled by men. No doubt about that. It is a world that is ruled primarily by white men. Okay? Now, the world is not working. It's not working. And anytime you hold down one half of the species, it's not going to work. I'm saying now, since the world, that and it's to go backwards 100 years to say that now the black man must enslave black women in order for us to develop.
Nobody said nothing like that in the world. You know she didn't. That's why she cut his dumb ass off. Now you know damn well anybody said nothing like that.
That's what you're talking about.
May I share with this?
I ain't even had to read the book to know damn well she ain't say nothing like that. That's why she cut him off. He clown for that.
Audience, just one excerpt from.
People are into denial. Phil, don't go to the back of the book. Let's start in the front.
Right, he a clown for that.
I know what you're gonna do.
What
now,
am I
you
gonna
know
do?
I know by now.
Tell me what I'm gonna do. What am I gonna read? Am I gonna read?
Read from the book. Read from the book. Go ahead. See yourself.
Analyzing the options available to the black man when the black woman's mouth becomes uncontrollably disrespectful. They total only a few. 1, he can walk away, leave the house, get drunk. 2, he can go out, go to his other woman and complain. 3, he can quit the relationship, leave the woman. 4, he can try to argue back and lose. 5, he can seek counseling or sympathy from friends. 6, or he can offer her a sound, open-handed slap in the mouth.
All right, let me respond.
You can't be proud of that, Miss
Let me
Oliver.
respond. I'm proud of this entire project. It's helping my people purge.
Them options. Don't agree with them all.
Now,
It's
an
option.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I really expected more creativity. I'm so tired of that one. But initially, when black women were upset about that remark, certainly we know that domestic violence is at an all-time high in the black community. I would never advocate that. But currently, the black man is stabbing us. He is kicking us. He is murdering.
It's funny that it's still happening. And that's weird. 33 years later, it's still happening. It's still happening 33 years later.
Us. He's dragging us through the street.
The same protection that women are talking about they don't have 33 years ago. The same thing was going on. The thing is, we can talk about the violent men, but what she was saying was walk away, be quiet, stop arguing, stop being argumentative with these dudes. And especially if it's your man. That's what she was saying. People don't want to go there and see the sense in that, though, because they just want to talk about the men. Of course, they're not supposed to be putting their hands on women. But what about your role? Like, let's focus on you. And nobody wanted to hear that. And people still don't want to hear that. But it's funny because people are still out of control. Obviously, there's men that don't care who they hurt. And it was happening 33 years ago. So, and now 33 years later, people are asking, hold these men accountable. See, these men, we need protection from these men. Well, they needed protection 33 years ago. Why? Why was this same stuff happening 33 years ago? She's saying that she's putting the blame on women, like she said, like the dude said. Men are being blamed and still being blamed and will be blamed for all of the stuff they do wrong. They're continually getting blamed for it. But anytime it's the woman's turn to get blamed, it's, well, y'all don't be saying it to these men. For 33 years, there's been a duck of accountability. And before that, too. 33 years in running.
I mean, he's doing everything to us. I'm trying to put some direction and restriction on that. There's not a black man in the world who can read my book up to page 180 and think that I am telling him to be violent against a black woman. That's impossible.
Yeah.
It's no different than the people right now that hear die alone and think that that was their first option and not their last. People don't ever want to listen to the things that lead them into things. They just want to hear what they want to hear. People don't want to do the work. People want to keep their attitudes. Like, why would you even want that to be, like, out of everything she said, Why would you even want to focus on that? Like that's an option for you when if she said those are your options. They are. But why would you read that like that she was saying do that? When the first thing she said was walk away. Go get drunk. Go to another woman. She said like 7 different options. That was literally the last one. But now people saying that's what she said do. What about the other 6 things? Didn't she say do those? People just want to be triggered.
Possible.
It's not impossible.
Now, we have a lot of black men who are into denial because we have bullied our men.
And that's why she said, man, ain't anybody reading a book and saying, even thinking that. Like, that's why y'all are weird. That's why you had a bookmark. Like, read the front of the book. Like you said, start reading the book. Don't read a page of something you think something.
Him. The black women in the media have bullied the black man. Yes. And they have caused a media blackout on my project. And they have bullied him.
The major problem, well, look here, wait a minute. What we going to do? Anytime someone does not agree with him, if he's a man, he becomes a wimp. If a woman, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. If a woman doesn't agree with him, then she doesn't have a man. I'm saying anytime you cannot have dialogue or dissent, then it's not.
She didn't say any of that. He's projecting.
It's no way to develop.
Now, let me just finish. You can't have unity and separation at the same time.
The major point that she misses in the book, other than blaming the black woman, is she let the white man off the hook. That essentially what happens. No.
We have been blaming the white man. We can't change white people. We don't spend 30 years trying to do that.
I'm not trying to change
ourselves.
But you cannot blame black women for the demise of the black race.
I'm blaming us for one half of the responsibility, and you all have the other half.
You don't say that in the book.
I don't have to say that. You all talk about what I didn't do. Y'all didn't do nothing.
Yes. Are you there, caller? I'm glad you waited. Hi.
Hello?
Let me get this call on.
Right.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, I'd like to say to Miss Lee that I've read your book from cover to cover. And, hello?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Yes, I've read your book from cover to cover, and I'd like to say that you brought up a few points in the book that may apply to a few people. And you took that and you built a whole house of cards around it. And we as the black people have to come together. These house of cards will not weather the storm in our years to come. We have so much, we're facing so much. In the political arena, so many derisive things are facing us. This will not bring us together. We have to come together. Not him walking behind me or I'm walking behind him. We have to join hands and work together to get through the things that are going to be that are facing us. I'm a young black woman.
Still didn't understand the role in a relationship and leadership and any of that shit. You just want to be argumentative and argue and word salad equal.
Never started after I wrote this book. Prior to that time, we was walking on them. See, that's all new now. See, now we want to have unity, and that's what I'm trying to get us.
And that's crazy. This is 33 years ago. She said, before I wrote my book, black women was just walking on black men. Which men was we blaming? The ones right now? She's saying what women are doing. We're doing 33 years ago. She talking about TikTok. 33 years ago, she went on Phil Donahue, a show that a lot of y'all don't even know who the hell Phil Donahue is, and she was talking about TikTok. She said, prior to my book, women were just walking on men, being disrespectful to men. Now you saying you want to unify and do all of this stuff. This is all new to me. This is 33 years ago. Look at the pushback she was getting. This people parents. This is why they talk the way they talk now on this app. Look who raised them. You don't got to know, who raised you. Look, listen to the people. Listen. This who raised them.
Peterson, director and founder of a grassroots organization
this
called
is classic.
Bond.
This nigga here. Jesse Lee Peterson used to be black. And that's all I'm going to say. If you know him, then that'd be a shock to you. He's black. Listen to him. Listen to Jesse.
Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. And you, what would you like to say as you listen in on it?
First, I'd like to say that Bond is rebuilding the black community by rebuilding the black man.
And what Miss Ali is stating in his book is right on the money. It's very true. But what happened, the black man has failed, and because of that, the black woman had to take the responsibility of the black man, and she can't handle the responsibility. Right. And what she has done, because of her weakness, she has destroyed her children because she's not able to handle the household.
But what the destroyed her children.
People hate hearing that, but don't nobody ever want to admit that they're a bad parent. Everybody always want to be the exception to the rule, but you don't want to, and nobody ever be like, well, yeah, it was me, I'm the bad parent. But we see the statistics, we know the Pookies, we know the Ray Rays. See, we always talk about, oh, these men, the absent. Okay, but they're not there. And there was a bunch of I don't need them. So we focus on the absent instead of the present. But the present was saying they didn't even need the absent. So, and this is why women say, oh, why these men always trying to humble women? Because you're asking for something. You're asking for a stepdad. You're asking for your bills paid. You're asking for something. So humble yourself and ask for it. You're asking for protection. You want protection. You're saying you're supposed to be protected, but you don't even want to humble yourself and ask for it? Okay, well. But anyways, so you got to understand that this is a situation where it's the men have damn, y'all done made me lose my damn thought.
Talk badly about their father.
Talk badly about the father. Talk badly about the father.
You don't have to be black for this to happen. But go ahead.
I know, but this is what happened in the black community because
we're concerned with us now.
If you look,
right, but no, back to what I was saying. My bad, I lost my damn thought. But so it came from the whole I don't need men for nothing. So if it's like a basketball game. If I'm on the team with you, right, and then I'm not there at the game, and you say, man, I don't need you, I can win without you, and then you go out there and lose the game, you can't then talk about why I wasn't out there and I should have been there and I should have been there, when your arrogance led you to believe that you could win this game without me. But in the context of now in our culture, the theoretical game, people can't even hear that they lost. There's no score of the parenting. So people think that they did good, but they really failed. And then you got the people who did do good as single parents feeling like they're the exception to the rule, that makes it okay. And then your child not going to jail and getting a degree doesn't necessarily mean that there's not literally half of them missing, or something is up with them where it's a part of them they just don't have, and they function without it, but it's not there. So this is the results of it.
Look back at our history for a long ways back, the black man has not been the head of his household.
Yes, sir.
And so what Bond is doing is understanding how this woman that she speaks of in the book has destroyed the black man. What happened to his strength? What happened to his decision making?
Yes,
and we find that also what happened to white liberals, the way that they have separated the black woman, they're giving the black woman welfare, they're giving the black woman better opportunities for jobs.
That's right.
And so the black woman is on a throne feeling like she's better than the black man.
That's right.
And that's why the black community is failing, because if the black woman look at this, it's going to have to say, you have to step down and let your black man, well, she don't have to do it, but the black man have to understand what's wrong with him.
That's right.
And take that position back.
So if there's a black
33 years ago, and they're talking about TikTok now, women getting opportunities and feeling like they're better than men. 33 years ago, people were having this exact same conversation. I told you I posted a video from 1947, and it was a woman talking about modern men. I don't ever want to hear nobody talking about nothing when it comes to back in the day. Y'all need to just shut up. You don't even know nothing about them people. And much hasn't changed. It's been the same. People ain't never picked for the right reasons ever. It was always, even back then in 1990, it was the rich and poor type of guys, hustler dudes during that epidemic era, driving the cars with the gold chains and the Jordans and the Adidas and ropes and the Kangos back then. We're getting the women. Bottom line. And then you got these women like, what's up, girl? Ask Tiffany, talking about back in the day, these men used to have drug money. You already done said it. Worst type of men, best action. That's what you said. So, I'll just lie to yourself about the whole
Family
scenario.
without let me just understand this. Help the gray-haired guy here. If there's a black family without a father, you're not surprised. Who would want to come home to a house where she's talking like that and has that attitude toward him? And the children see this behavior and we pass it along from generation to generation.
Verbal abuse has been recorded as being just as violent as physical abuse.
Yes, it has.
What you have to realize, Phil, is our...
I think it happens before that. I don't think that it's a situation where he's leaving the home because of that. I mean, it could be that. It could be that, but I'm saying he was never there.
In order for a woman to be head of her family, and she just cannot deal with that. And so when the kids come home, because she knows that she can't handle it, she's angry already, and she's...
And this is what we have to deal with. Like, a lot of people don't want to deal with the reality of what he just said. They may think they can, but they be stressed the hell out, or they now have a vent to take their stress out on men, literally on TikTok and other apps where they can just talk about men.
Passing this down, so in return, it's causing conflict in the black man.
And her daughters are growing up to believe that all black men are bums.
You can look at
Feeding and clothing a child
In the third generation of it.
is not raising it.
That's right.
It takes more than that. We need the black man in our home because they provide guidance, direction, instruction, discipline, gratification, and fulfillment, which a lot of black women are pretending they don't even need no more. They run around trying to act like men.
We'll be back in a moment.
Man, listen, this is 1990. This is 1990, yo. And she said it's a lot of women walking around saying they don't need fulfillment, walking around acting like men. This was 1990, yo. 33 years ago. This woman tried to save the whole black community, and people did not want to listen to her. It's men on the stage disagreeing with her. Another man saying she's 100% correct. It's men in the audience agreeing, and it's women in the audience saying, oh, well, where did you get your statistics from? It's not true. It's divisive. Anything that involves you having to do something is divisive. Anytime you're the blame for some stuff is divisive. But all of this stuff when it comes to men, y'all won't call TikTok divisive, and all of the content that women have on there when it concerning men, Ola Two-Fit talking about men need to get robbed, y'all won't call that app divisive. But Kevin Samuels is divisive, and this book was divisive, and anything that men say about women is divisive, and these men all day podcasts with women, divisive, right? Toxic masculinity, but all the stuff y'all do not. Boy, I tell you, in fantasy land, it's a hell of a place. You can just make the rules at all times.
Say I support the sister 100%, and I think that as a nation, we all brothers and sisters should get together and work together with one another and stop all of this misunderstanding and confusion.
To be sure, sir.
Right now, I feel that we as black people are talking, women and men, no matter what device was used to get us to talk, we are now talking as black man and black woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. That's a thing too. You know what? I said that. You know what? I'm about to chop that up because I said that. I no longer want to hear people talking about, oh, you know, online, even though it's a problem for how people are fake with their like she said, women act like they don't want fulfillment. Like people are fake with their intentions. Let's put it like that. But I feel like the fake beef has forced a lot of people's hand. Because now, like I said, my slogan, you don't get to blame your next ex. So now a lot of people are forced to get it right or forced to stay single. Because you can't just go get it wrong. No. Because we ain't going to want to hear your excuses. You're not going to be able to have one. You go get it wrong and get in the wrong relationship again. After all this information out here, all the bashing and stuff you have done, and you go get in the wrong relationship. I lost a friend because of that. Because she was one of them women that was always online talking about men and real men needed this and all this, that, and the third, and then got into a relationship talking about these men narcissists. Like, yo, you fell for that? What you mean someone driving your car and all of this stuff? What? And you were paying bills and all this. What? After all the cap you was doing online about what men need to do, you get into a relationship with a pookie? And you want sympathy from me. Okay. You should buy it then. Fuck it. You tricking like that. Buy my sympathy. Fuck. And then we're not friends no more. But the point is, you don't get to blame your next ex though at all. So like what he's saying, and at least 33 years later, it's the same thing. I've been saying that. At least this, that. 33 years later, we talking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to hear some of the stuff said, but it's a talk. Some people need to shut up, but it's a talk.
Simply that Miss Ali speaks to education, she speaks to parenting, she speaks to attitudes, but she does not in any place here give steps, concepts, ideologies. You only attack the African-American woman for what she has not done. You do not give directions. You do not give sound advice.
The purpose of the book was to describe our collective behavior of the negative patterns of behavior. You have described your concept of collective behavior, and I can do it any way I want to, and that's why I did it that way.
Concept of collective behavior.
Because y'all don't have one, and y'all still don't 33 years later. Y'all don't have a concept of the behavior pattern of women.
Black men interpret this book differently from black women. We read it differently because we are different.
Listen, I'm very upset, and I didn't want to get emotional about this, but I'm a mother, and I'm upset with this young man and yourself. You know, some of the statements you make in there, you're saying all the derogatory things we do. I have raised 2 boys by myself.
Oh, man, them niggas some simps. I guarantee they simps.
My husband is dead. I work.
Respectfully, no disrespect to him.
I go to school. I raise my 2 sons. One of them in college right now. The other one is in high school.
Oh, they have boys. See, she was on some cap. She didn't really raise her boys by herself. Her husband passed. See what I'm saying? People be being selfish. Like, she tried to slide that in. When did he pass?
They're nice, young, balanced men, and they don't have any. I have never said a bad thing about a black man. And one of the things is that you said.
What does your commentary got to do with anything? This is what I be talking about. People like her. People always want to be the exception to the rule. What about everybody that's not like your son? What about all the people whose your sons need to avoid?
You don't say anything that we nurture. I work in the community. I work in the church.
You don't need to be doing all of that. Everybody know all of that. But be accountable for the negative actions. Those.
You're going to bring out grievances. You should bring out 2 sides to a topic.
Ain't no 2 sides to it when you're talking about what you're doing wrong.
The book is to explain. And wait a minute. What we have the problem we have is that when we as black women raise our children along, especially our boy children, they take on the emotional mechanism of the black female. And we can't help but get emotional because we are emotional. Our emotions are out of control, sister. See, this here runs the temperature up. But it's all right. This is going to be okay. Just try to handle it. Read the book slow. Don't read it fast.
Excuse me.
Yes,
New York Times.
Read the book slow. Don't read it fast. This is what y'all be talking like. Nobody ever wants to talk about this. Y'all keep talking about these feminine men and these men not real men, but you won't ever say, where did they really get those traits from? It's 32 years ago.
36. Time magazine, I'm sorry. Shows on page 36, it says the decline of New York. A picture is worth 1,000 words. You see a man here attacking a black woman, a black man attacking a black woman with 2 white cops trying to save her life. And right next to it, you look at it, you see 2 white people sunbathing supposedly on a parade
and see the dilapidated dock. Now, if you watch this particular scenario about attack, sister, we are, as black men, constantly being attacked by the kind of rhetoric that you see in the media. And the media now has been part and parcel responsible for giving us or engendering us with this type of scenario to what we're having right here now.
She agrees. I think she
and
agrees.
right.
That's crazy. And because no, who condones where do you see people condoning men putting their hands on women? Like, stop it. But see, when that's a negative image of the black culture, period. You know what I'm saying? And they put that in there purposely. But then with the other people, they could have used any pick that they wanted to use, but they wanted to paint black people in a negative light. And then you got an old girl who I just did a stitch in her video. Oh, it was a lie and a cap anyway. When I hear white men, they sing to their women like this, and then love your hair and your this and your nails and their eyes and all that. But black men be this, that, and the third. Who's promoting the music? This is 33 years ago. How old are you?
Look at the African woman, we see her as the victim and the black man as the one inflicting. So now we're talking about the victim is constantly being the one, not the fact that the person we're talking about who's trying to supposedly save her life is part and parcel of the conspiracy.
Okay, we have a situation where our men have always been.
I'm a social worker from New Jersey, and I read the book, and I believe in the book personally and professionally. And I just want to say that I'm a black woman with a black man, and I am in agreement, and I am appalled that we are here today trying to discuss black men and black women relationship, and all you black women that are sitting here in opposition are not thinking about coming together.
Well, it's hard to do that. Just stay with me for a second.
Yeah, because they are. It's 33 years later. That's all I got to say. This was 33 years ago. What, she's a pick-me? Was she a pick-me 33 years ago? Nah, she just was married. She just understood relationships, and the single people who are by them damn selves, who were literally the first generation, didn't want to understand coming together because of what Jesse Lee said. The government told them, gas their head up.
Show him number 40. Show him number 40, Brian. Now, Ms. Ali thanks you for the support of your book. We need monitors here. Disrespectful language the black woman uses to address the black man. Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. You're such a mama's boy. You ain't nothing, and you ain't never gonna be nothing. You don't tell me what to do. Men are dogs.
We have heard these comments in our home. I have heard my mother say to me, don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Well, my right hand knows what I'm doing, and I'm not going to deal in that deception, and that's where we are.
Y'all seen them quotes? What? All of that stuff looks light now.
Yes, sir. You do? Yes, 100%. We got a problem here. For the women that this not apply to, it doesn't apply to. We got too many sisters here that this does apply to. Too many brothers here who read it. Our people have been de-Africanized. When you become de-Africanized, we didn't have this problem before we was dragged here. There's a reason why we're having it now. That's right. You understand?
Get you in a second. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When people don't care about anybody but themselves.
The sisters in here who are in disagreement saying that the women, the backbone and everything, you have to look at the condition of the youth in America. Black men more in prison than in college and everything. You know what I mean? That's the women raise the children. So any disrespectful and bad attributes that they have, who did they get them from?
33 years ago. This is 33 years ago. They talking like right now.
They got them from the negative female on them.
Please let this gentleman make his point. I'll get back here. Sir.
I think one of the problems that we're having discussing this is a problem of balance. I grew up in a single-parent household with a very strong mother. And my mother was a young woman when I was growing up, and instead of going out and partying, it was disco days. She worked for 11 hours a day, and she kept us together. And I'm sorry, this is not a balanced picture that you're drawing here. I mean, black women, I'm sorry, I have nothing but respect and congratulations.
That's because he can't even speak as or for the dad that he's talking about.
First woman in 500 years, the first black woman. Yeah. Wait a minute, this is important. Is it a balanced picture that I am the first black woman in 500 years to write a book in favor of the black man? Is that a balanced picture?
You're not the first
No. It's not balanced at all.
woman to do. You keep saying that you're the first woman, but the world didn't begin with you. You're just trying to make money off of black women, and it's not right.
They want to talk about the Monet. They always want to talk about...
No, what she's doing is she tried to save y'all from y'all dumbass selves. And now 33 years later, literally, I'm listening to people online saying the same stupid stuff. And y'all wonder why I don't even talk to people about the subject. I talk about it, but I don't talk to people. For what? For what? I teach.
You have to understand that we as black women who are in disagreement with your book, we support what you're saying. We have a problem with the dehumanizing imagery in that book and the fact that it denigrates so many of us.
Don't say that you support. She's pretty. Don't say that you support what she's saying and then use language as if you don't.
She didn't like the delivery. The verb wasn't in the right tense. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll get you in it, promise.
I didn't read the book, but it seems to me...
You shut your ass up then, white lady. Get the mic out of her hands and sit down and shut up if you didn't read the book. We don't care. Even if you want to support, we don't care what you got to say. You didn't even read the book. Go get the mic from her.
Thank you.
I didn't read the book,
let
but
the white
it
woman
seems
talk.
to me she is just trying to help all black women and black men.
Well, wait.
Thanks, Becky. Get the mic from her.
I'm not finished. But what I want to know is, I'd like to ask her and other black women and black men here.
Yeah, it's as though somebody wrote...
All right, now we want to ask her. We'll entertain her question. What do you want? What do you want, Becky?
A book saying all women with red hair are wretched. You know, that's the way some see this.
That's the way some see this. Who cares how they see it? What's the reality? And she didn't say that. What is the reality of what was said? Who cares how people see anything?
That's absolutely not true. It's a book telling us that all of this so-called political game, politics means policy, and the only place we can implement any permanent policy is in our homes. Yep. And that's what I'm trying to remind black women to do.
Yes. Yes, please, Jesse.
That's Vivian Gardner's man.
Please let him make his point.
Well,
sir.
One thing I want to speak about is the...
Please give him your attention.
One thing I want to speak about is the emotion of the black man.
Yes.
The black man is emotionally out of order, too, because of the black woman. We're not strong within ourselves. We have no sense of direction for ourselves. And this insecurity has been passed down to us from the black woman because the father has not been there for us.
Here's what she'll tell the child when the black man is not present, according to Shahrazad Ali.
There's only a little bit of truth to what he just said. It happens to people. It's true for people, but what I mean is that confidence and that belief can be there. Your mother can instill it in you, and you can get it from other places. But it's a little bit of truth to what he said, but not fully.
Show him 43, Brian. Here's how you depict black women alone at home with the kids. Your father don't care nothing about you. I'm the one who loves you.
That's when the man is not in the house with
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if he wanted you here, he'd be with you. Your father's a bum. He ain't got no job. He ain't got no nothing. Mr. Peterson, among others, steps forward to say that once you expose a child of any sex to that kind of rhetoric in childhood, they will grow up to disrespect the gender of the person against whom it's directed.
Disrespecting our men in front of our children, and usually it's based upon because he does not give us money. We can't raise a child with just money. You have to have some guidance and some direction from the father. We must return to parental coalition. It shouldn't have anything to do with money. We use our children as a weapon against our men, and if they don't give us money, we don't even let them see
And
it.
you're saying in a large section of the black community, the black woman is emotionally beating up the male.
Yes.
We'll be back in just a moment.
the fact that she's saying that 33 years ago is crazy. Like, it's really nuts. It's also amazing to hear and eye-opening.
Make your point here. You've been very patiently
I
listening.
think that the major problem is that Miss Ali has been able to use media very well. What she says here sounds logical, but it's not in the book. It is not in the book.
Okay, tell us the difference, please.
The major difference in the book is it's almost 200-page diatribe against black women. There's not even 10 pages in the book that says anything positive about black women.
Can I explain that?
On the other side, there are no answers to the problem. There are no answers.
There are.
No. There are no answers in the book. She
There's a lot of answers
She doesn't
in the
deal with
book.
the whole question of education. She doesn't deal with white supremacy. She doesn't deal with the political reality in the
We've
country.
dealt with all of those books and ain't nobody read them. Our people haven't read the book. Our people are reading my book.
I have the answer for you. I have the answer. No, she doesn't deal with the whole question.
Hold it, please. Thank you very much for giving your thoughtful attention to Mr. Motabu.
We cannot go back 100 years still. We have to understand that what the brother said about balancing is very important. That is, you have 60% of the head of households in black community headed by black women. These black women are at the lowest level.
Why are they alone, brother?
Because white supremacy has
That's not the truth. I mean, why don't they have a man?
Well, one of the major, the men are not there. That's why they don't have a men.
No, I know they're gone, but why did they leave?
No. The men did not leave. The men were forced out. See, you don't understand history. When we came out of integration and came in terms of the war on poverty, Johnson signed a bill in terms of aid to families and children, and that people could get the money, the women could get the money if the men were not there. The men were pushed out of the home by white people, not by black women. All right? Now, we must understand that this country has gone from, say, around 1900 to an agrarian-based, industrial-based economy to an economy today based upon services, information gathering, and new technology. White women came back into the economy in 1968, 1969, pushing black men out. An underground economy began to develop. The point I'm trying to make is that we cannot take a victim's view of our condition. And the victim blames the victim, rather than recognizing...
That's white folks' psychology. We're not dealing with that anymore, brother. The time is up for that. We're on another whole different program now. No, we're not into that anymore.
I have the answer to our problem.
33 years ago.
What the have to do is stop looking to the black woman for the answer. He's going to have to look at. He's going to have to look at himself and overcome that problem that he has, and then take charge of his home.
Tell him what he hasn't known about us. This is so he'll know what he's dealing with.
Is the caller there? Thank you for waiting. Go
Jesse,
ahead, caller.
Jesse, right.
Yes, hello. I want to know whether or not Miss Ali is holding black women responsible for the failure of black men to stay in high school and college and to perform well and put themselves in a position to be economically independent and to take care of their families.
You don't like my
I'm
call?
not against the black woman taking care of her family. Certainly, we have some responsibility to help raise our children. I'm not saying that. See, the point is that this was not intended to be a book of balance to show the good points and the bad points of the black woman. This is to show that we are strong black women. But I'm saying we have used our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it against it. I didn't have to show it in that. You wrote your book the way you wanted to. Didn't nobody buy it. I wrote mine the way I wanted to, and it was the truth.
Are you there, caller?
And that's what the real issue is here.
Right. Talk to this lame. They got his legs crossed like a woman.
That's really what we're dealing with.
May I ask this caller to please make...
that book and the success of this.
I get it. Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm deeply saddened by Miss Ali's book, and I just think that it reiterates some of the negativism that the majority populace in this country likes to constantly perpetuate that our community, the African-American community, is in. It's unfortunate that Miss Ali feels this way. I don't think it depicts the total African-American community and the way that it's existing today. I think that
all other people agree with the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran.
Yeah.
I think that it reiterates myths about the African-American community that is not true, and it's just
She's really pretty. She had great skin and everything.
unfortunate this book is getting so much attention in the media because, again, I think it's getting the attention because it projects the African-American community negatively.
Hang on 1 second, please.
It is negative.
Please let this young woman make her case.
I think that woman expresses a lot of what black women feel about the book, which is that the book expresses a lot of negativism about, but we practice a lot of negativism. It has to be faced. We have to face what we do in order to change what we do. People spend millions of dollars every year with psychiatrists who sit them on a couch or lay them on a couch so that they can come to grips with what they do and live in reality. That's what we have to do. We have to face it. I read the book from cover to cover. I agree.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please. Yes.
Listen, now I have raised my children. I'm all through all this, but I've been reading the book, and I want to highly recommend it to black women, black men, and wait a minute, because that's a fine, upstanding woman on that podium over there, and she does not come here to downtrod her race. You can believe it.
Yes, sir. Hold it.
Now,
But see, when the
People just don't like hearing what they did wrong, what they do wrong. That's all it is. 33 years ago, it was the same way. People just don't want to hear about what they done wrong. But the reality is men hear it, have been hearing it, and hear it all the time. All the time. All the time. This was 33 years ago.
With the sister, the basis of her book, why she can't speak for all black women, because it's from a sectarian point of view. It's from an Islamic point of view. So, what do you mean that's noise now?
Brother, get out. Okay. That's called denial.
Miss Ali, I agree with some of the stuff you're saying, but you're also saying that
Sounds like
50%
Regina King.
blame black women,
right.
and then white men are the other 50%. When are black men going to take responsibility for what they're doing? And then the other point is, share your man.
Say that.
She didn't say that.
Miss, yes, you did.
She didn't even say that. No, she did not say that. That's what Derek Jackson over there tried to say. She said, we take 50% of the blame and y'all take the other 50. And he was like, what about white men? She ain't say that. She didn't say that at all.
You did too say it.
He held men accountable. She said, y'all take 50% of the accountability. And my man said, what about white people?
You did say it.
No, she did not.
You did say it.
No, she didn't.
Can I finish, please?
No, you're done.
I got a break. We'll be back in a moment.
He definitely didn't say that. He said that bullshit.
You want to see the dress? You can't buy this book in every place, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. You're saying you'll never get on the New York Times because that's a white list, huh?
Right.
Show them the address. Those of you interested in this book that has just caused, is hit like a shot throughout the African-American community, and Ms. Ali would like you to know that you don't have to be a minority to read this, and lots of white folks are. Right. At 2019 South 7th Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or you can call area code 215-339-0062. We're pleased to give you this opportunity to get a hold of this.
What I heard right now,
yes,
TikTok
my
is
question
that
is directed to Mr. Habuti and to the sisters in the audience. I've read that some of us are in jail, some of us are on addictive substances, some of us prefer a homosexual lifestyle, some of us do not face up to our responsibilities. My question is to you, sir, and the sisters in the audience, what is wrong with the black sister if the sister's book is a fallacy? What is wrong with you all? As evidence of your children. I'd like to hear from the sisters in the audience what is wrong.
You do not accept responsibility for 50% of the responsibility. What percentage do you accept, and how does it manifest?
Exactly, from the sisters. What is wrong with you all?
Yes.
Is anything wrong with y'all?
Yes.
Let me explain something to you right now. We're all in the same boat. I was just telling that to this brother right now.
No. We're not all in the same boat. Answer his question. The boat now is what's wrong with you? What is it? If she wrong and everybody wrong from 33 years ago, wrong now, 33 years later, men wrong all day long on a podcast, men is wrong. Kevin Samuels is wrong, men is wrong. What is wrong with you? We know everything that's wrong with men, and if we don't know, you'll just say, what about men when we tell you something you did? So what is wrong with you? Just say. Just answer the question. She can't. Because it's not
If
getting
you roll
unpaused.
in two different directions, you're going to go in circles, all right? That's number one. Number two, Nobody forces you to do anything that you don't want to do. If you take the line of least resistance, that's the direction in which you move. Now,
I'm glad she answered that. I'm glad she said that. I'm glad she said that. Nobody forces you to do anything you don't want to do. So when we talk about these deadbeats and we talk about these men not holding responsibility, nobody forced you to have a kid with them. You chose that, and that was the choice you chose. I'm glad she said that. Since she wants to duck accountability and use wordplay, when you roll in two different directions, you go in circles. That's why 33 years later, I'm glad she wanted to answer like this, but you playing with a master, lady. So that's why 33 years later, there still is not an answer to that question. Y'all need more riddles? Socrates with the hat?
in which it manifests in terms of what's happening here right now.
What did we do wrong?
What did we do wrong?
What did we
As
do
women.
wrong?
What we did wrong was carrying your behind for the last 50 years.
33 years ago. 33 years ago, she said what she did wrong was carrying a black man's behind for 50 years. 33 years ago. This is no different than right now. People making a fool of themselves and proving people point by just talking. She shows why she disagrees with the book. She's a hit dog hollering right then and there. The disrespect that Rhil Ali is talking about in the book, she just displayed. As soon as this is narcissist, everything that y'all talk about, this is a narcissist right here. What she did wrong was carry you. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right. Sign language 33 years ago.
My son is in acting. My son is going to college. My son is doing quite well. I have a daughter in
And
grad
she
school.
has
I'm
a
single parent, okay?
And she
Now,
has kids.
You, as
She got a
black
son.
man, are as responsible for standing on your 2 feet as I am responsible. And how it's manifesting right now is in this midst of confusion that we're dealing with.
Don't hedge the question.
No, I'm not cleaning anything up. I don't have to.
Very
You
good.
can see for yourself.
Now, here we have an example, Phil. If we stay in here long enough, every black woman I mentioned in this book will stand up.
Miss Ali, I truly hope that you make all of the money that you obviously want to make. Because this...
Why is she back on the mic? Now she want to show. Get that mic from her.
It seems to me... It seems...
There's a lot of people who haven't spoken.
It seems to me that you're behaving very much as the woman you described right this minute.
I'm a black woman raised in America, too. I am a black woman raised in America, too.
The real issue is that this is about a media event.
You thought that you ate. Okay. She said, okay. And you does that not prove her point? You proving her point by trying to make her be the point. 33 years ago, women still didn't know how to respond, thinking that trying to talk diss somebody is a response. It's not. You can't joke your way out of reality. It's never going to work.
Been entertained by the African American community this afternoon, and I am very, very sorry that we are nothing more than fodder and blood money for you to make money on your book. This is a travesty and a shame.
Yes, let me get somebody who hasn't had a shot here.
Come to my lectures. I'm doing them nationally and find out what I'm saying. Go ahead, brother.
Sister Ali,
yes, sir.
I just wanted to tell you that sub means beneath and under, so it's very clever to say that it means to collaborate with. That's just not true. Secondly, if you're saying submit and subdue, that means under. And my question to you, I have 2 points to make. One, can you...
Shut up. Just shut the hell up. Because 33 years later, that word submission is online kicking y'all's behinds. Y'all just don't know what it means. Y'all don't understand it. Y'all raised kids like this. He might have raised even a kid like him. To people just don't even understand it. Like I'm gonna keep saying, I strike to remove the word from y'all's vernacular. Y'all don't know what it means. Y'all just, I didn't want to talk to you about it.
You say that the sun is greater than the moon, or yang is greater than yin, or that the left brain is greater than the right. Well, that's been the problem with Western patriarchy. That's one thing. Secondly, I disagree with the model that you present. Now, the thing is this. The thing is this.
Sound like Christian.
Let me make my point. My point is that you have to present a model. We are in bad shape. We are in bad shape, and we are in bad shape. And yes, the black woman has unwittingly contributed in some ways. I will admit that. But the model you have to present is one that presents a balance. I look at the black woman as the feminine representation of the supreme being, just like I'm the masculine representation of the supreme being. Okay? Now, that's an African perspective. If you have that as a model, then you can strive towards that. That's a balanced perspective. That's an African perspective.
And we'll be back in just a moment. The book about which we speak, which has caused such a stir, is The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. I'll tell you what, is it true you own bookstores and you're not selling it, Haki?
We will not push anything that advocates the black violence against black women.
Why did you push it at first?
We didn't push it at first.
I got checks that you signed, brother.
Let me explain something, Phil.
Yes, please.
Last year, about 60,000 books were published. Miss Ali wrote me in the beginning of the year and asked me would I help push her book. All right?
No, I wanted to let you know, brother. I was doing.
I had not read the book.
Right.
Okay. After I read the book, we pulled the book off the shelf primarily because of the advocating violence against black women, number one, and number two, 90% of the book is incorrect. When you talk about
he keeps saying that, but he's lying. They read the page. That's not advocating violence against black women. That was not advocating violence.
Black women.
Yeah, but you don't listen. If you're going to pull all the books off that are incorrect, you're going to have no shelves, nothing but shelves.
Wait a minute. Look, wait a minute, Phil. No. If a white woman had wrote the book, if a black man had wrote the book, or if a white man had wrote the book, we wouldn't even be out here.
They're not qualified.
Right? It would be seen as racist, and the book would also be seen as a sexist.
They're not qualified, like she said. Which one of them people can speak to black men about black women? Which one of them people could speak about black women? Huh? Since you want to wordplay with a master, which one of them people could speak about black women? Huh? Huh, boy? Huh, boy?
Yes. Yes. Well, you know, it's a very...
One other thing. This book has done something for literacy in the black community that no other book has ever done for us. It's got all the black people reading.
All right. Black men are
right.
He's
funny.
Obsolete, single, and dangerous with a question mark. Haki Madabuti's contribution to our dialogue here.
Phil, can I say something?
You should also know that we've got an answer. You're selling the answer to her book, but you're not selling her book.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the answer. Confusion by any other name.
That's a good
it's
title
a small
for that,
one.
That's confusion.
It's a small.
Phil,
Just
your producer asked me why is the black community. The producer asked me why is the black community responding to this book in such manner. It's because we're embarrassed. We're being exposed, and we have to start dealing with it. Overcome.
No different than Kevin's. Man, this is 33 years ago. Oh, that's...
And stop blaming other people.
And we'll be back in a moment.
Now, what have we learned today? That we are living in a simulation from years and years ago of the same argument, and it's because people still haven't figured it out. And we have the same influences against us. There's really nothing else to say. Like, all of the words were said right there. That was 33 years ago. You would have thought them people had TikTok pages. You would have thought they was talking about TikTok and beef and life right now. That was 1990. Everything you hear about online, you heard it right then. A white lady asking, how could the feminist movement affect black people? Men agreeing with her. Men disagreeing with her, sounding like simps. Women agreeing with her. women disagreeing with her, sounding like selfish women, women trying to be the exception to the rule and ignoring the reality of the culture to say what they did selfishly for their kids. This is what we deal with online every day. Rhil, man, subscribe.